Hey guys, welcome back to another blade video. I hope this isn't too shaky because I'm kind of filming it and I'm hungry and I have the shakes. But I don't know if this video is going to be all that great because it's on my phone, because I blew out my other camera on my RC car. So yeah, so I mounted it to the car and ran it like 60 miles an hour into the back of my SUV. Not really sure what happened there, but lots of pieces flying everywhere and dented my SUV. So yeah, where I left off, I guess, on the last video was, oh yeah, okay. So last video, I was jacking around with the gantry setup, that number up there, and you know, it was all messed up. So basically all that work I did on it, I guess through the heat and the pressure on the pulleys just threw it out of whack, and I got tired of messing with it. So I went to simple solution, and this is what I did. Bought new hard mounted laser mounts, and then I got lasers. Try not to trip here, so just bear with me, this is all crazy. So I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, oh, eyeball, laser in the eye. I have a laser in this one, and this one's really high powered and much better. And I don't know if you can really tell. I'll try to take a picture and post it on my Facebook. But right here is, I can't really tell, is the new laser, and it's focused, so you can make a focused beam with it, and it's a lot brighter. As you can see, it's like I have all the lights on and I can see the laser just fine. Right next to it is the standard laser that I've been using, and it's about 2-3 millimeters wide, where this laser is, gosh, I don't even know, it's about the size of a pencil tip. I mean, it's just really tiny. I don't really know what I can put up next to it to show you, but there's the edge of a razor blade, and it's about the same thickness as a razor blade, and where this one is not. So so yeah, so this laser will help out greatly when I get it all calibrated and everything. So that's my next step. That's kind of what I'm in the middle of, is wiring everything up, burning out my eyeballs apparently. And one big thing that I just did was I lowered the car down to its, well, not really to its normal ride height. It's actually about an inch lower, so I need to raise it up a little bit. But now I have the ability to raise it and lower it and work on it without this big massive piece of steel in the way. So this was the transport carrier thing that I kind of welded together and made to transport the car to my garage and just to everywhere else. So yeah, yeah. So I had to get it out of the underneath of the car, because because it's the full length, it was getting in the way and wasn't allowing me to do things, and it's really difficult to move around, and weighs about 1,000 pounds. It's really thick steel, so it's crazy heavy. So now I have it on something that's a little easier to maneuver and move and position the car with. They're basically just little dollies, but they withstand. Each dolly has 1,000-pound capacity, so they're really nice and really well made. And that's what I'm going to use for this from now on. And I just need to shim it to the right height, and then I can move it into position where this little string is on the ground, and then that's what I'll use to calibrate the center line with the lasers and all that. Hopefully I can do that like tomorrow, the next day, or something like that. So yeah, that's about it on that. I know you guys are expecting me to do a lot more on the finishing up on the car, but it's just been, man, crazy couple of weeks with just my work stuff and business stuff, and I just, you know, I have to do that in order to do the bills and pay for the making of this car. So I have to do all of that and the car. I wish I had the funding and stuff, but I apparently that's not going to happen until I fully fund and build and produce the first prototype. I've been working on it, and I've talked to many people about funding, and I've gone in front of investors and investor groups and VC people and just everybody I can think of, and I have just done crazy stuff with that, and I've had people over to look at it. It's just nuts. And it's the same story just about with every one of them. They get pretty interested and then they just simply disappear. So not really sure why. I think I have a really solid business plan and proposal. I don't know. It's just me doing this stuff, so not an expert, and I'm sure there's a lot of things I can improve on, but sometimes I just think that just the pure effort that I've put into this, and other people also have put into this over the past few years, would show an investor the drive and full intention of getting this finished and done. Right now it's just a state of financial funding and time. So for a lot of you guys out there, like, just finish the car, man, just finish it, stop shooting pictures of lasers and things and just work on the car. Well, that's easy to say, but I have to, oh god, there I go, almost wiped out. so yeah, like I said, that's easy to say, but it's really difficult in true life circumstances where I have to earn a living and do this on my own. And it's one of those things where I pretty much in the sole person working on this, and there's not a lot of incoming funding or money, and so I have to actually make it. So I have to make my own money, and I do that by my businesses and the work that I do and stuff like that, and then any extra stuff that I can do, then I do to fund the car. So there's just a lot of things that I'm trying to do to possibly earn money. One is I like to sell T-shirts and things like that to have people. A lot of people want to send donations and stuff, and I don't really know how I feel about that. So I thought if I can give something for that, like a T-shirt or something, so if someone has something to have, then I might feel a little better about doing that. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I thought about doing like a whole Kickstarter.com deal where you go online and basically just post your project and people donate funds to it. I think I've talked about this before, and I set up an account and did some stuff, and I had a hard time trying to figure out what to give to people, because you have to kind of give something to somebody for their donation or whatever, for their money that they send you, and it's really difficult to try to think of something besides a T-shirt and baseball cap or whatever. And a lot of people do just really silly things and they get funded, but I don't know how that's going to apply with this. But I may try it and we'll see what happens. But like I said, I don't know how it's going to do. But yeah, I just wanted to say that this is a pretty much a totally funded thing by me right now, and it's hard to just get out here and work on it every single day, even though I'm usually working on some aspect of the car. And it's just it's a time thing, so I have to do all my time with work, and then if I'm not burnt out on that, then then I'll come out and work on the car or whatever. So yeah, that kind of explains a little, for you guys that are just wondering. I mean, this is a whole process. A lot of people think that you just do it and it just happens, but it does for a lot of people with a lot of money. They come up with these great ideas, and they have a car designed, and they're like, we're gonna make it green, and it's gonna go 2,000 miles an hour and be faster than a Bugatti Veyron and cost $1 million, and they somehow get funding and money for it. They have, you know, good connections. They put everything in these crazy escrow type accounts, and they earn, you know, they get people to put down payments towards it and invest in it a little bit, and then they, you know, start to produce a prototype, and they usually get one done, and then that's it. That's all you ever see. So with this, you know, I'm doing it in a way that's a lot different than than the mainstream, I guess, if there's really a mainstream for this kind of thing. But basically, I'm doing it different than a lot of the other people that are building these one-off cars or supercars or hypercars, or, you know, just whatever. And so I guess I'm hoping that the approach that I'm taking is one that's going to be lasting. And I mean, that's the intent, is that doing it all on my own, kind of watching, you know, how this progresses, really thinking out the parts and the build and making it, you know, really affordable, and things like that will hopefully make it have a life to it after the prototype. So after the prototype's done, then, you know, then there will be a real business where this will be purchased and bought as a small car company. So that's what I'm, you know, developing with this. And it's it's not a lot of information out there for someone who has no information and has to dig for it and find it and research it. So it's just part of the this process. So, you know, if I'm not out here working on a car, I might be working on a business plan or talking to someone or finding out information about getting VIN numbers or who can produce the molds, or, you know, what type of weather stripping is going to go around the sides of the car, or, you know, the door frame or windows, you know, where I'm going to source parts, things like that. And those are all things that you have to think of. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are doing this, and I don't know if they really think of those little tiny details. And I try to think of those first, find my sourcing, make sure they'll still be available in like 10 years from now, because you never know when this thing will get done. And you have to make sure that these parts are going to be around, and otherwise you're going to have to pay to have them made at that point, and that may just kill the whole project when you have to pay to have something made. And, you know, something as simple as weather stripping, if you need custom weather stripping, it's, you know, you have to pay up to 10 grand right up front just to have the specialized molds made, an engineer to make it, the first prototype pieces made, and then you have to, you know, commit to a minimum order of some, you know, 500 or 1,000 pieces. And it's with that, it's like that with everything in the auto industry. So things can be really cheap, but you have to, you know, buy it in bulk quantity. So I try to reuse some of the items like a lot of the auto manufacturers do in their own cars and things. You know, the Ford uses many focus parts on Mazda. You know, they source Mazda and Focus and other of their vehicle designs. So they're sourcing parts from each other, and none of it's really 100%. So 100% of the car itself. So I don't know if that just made sense, but I think you get the idea what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I don't really know where I was going with this video. I just kind of wanted to kind of give a quick overview of what I've done so far, which I know doesn't look like much to a lot of people, but just getting the car off the ground and off this thing, just me, is hard. I had this thing like, you know, balancing on 3 jack stands and just teetering while I'm holding it with one little finger until I could move something out of the way, like this big giant thing, and then have to brace it. So it's a lot of crazy, innovative thinking to do some of the things in this my little garage now that's getting filled with everything I think of. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of just turned out to be a big long talk video about everything. And, you know, I'm not complaining, and I'm not getting on to people about who are telling me to to just finish the car already, because I understand people want to see this thing, and I wish I could just finish the car already. I mean, geez, more than anybody, I want to see this thing on the road. But you know, I gotta deal with family and, you know, friends and business and work and all that other stuff. So if I didn't have those things, it would have definitely been done. But yeah, so I think that's about it, really. There's really not a whole lot to tell you about the lasers, just besides, you know, the little mounty things are pretty cool, and they allow me to really mount the laser in any position and adjust it and adjust them. And then basically I have one here, and then I have one in the middle, and then I have someone coming in my door. So then I have another one at this end. So I have 3 lasers, one at each end and one in the middle, and that will shine every part of the car. And really it only takes 2. These lasers are so wide that 2 lasers will cut through the, you know, one will get all this side of the car, and then the other will get that side. But I just like the 3rd one because it just creates an extra bright line in the middle, and sometimes when you're putting your head in one place, it cuts the beam off and you can't see. So it's good to have another laser coming from the other angle to shine it somewhere. So yeah, and I still have the little dolly trolley thing that works, so I can use that for my X-axis or cross axis. So I have a laser going down the center line this way, and then I can use that to create one going this way, and it would just be much easier if that's all that's for. But yeah, so wow, I've talked for 16 minutes already. Okay, so anyway, long video, sorry about that, and hopefully you suffered through all this. But anyway, check my Facebook. Oh, didn't even tell you. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna turn this around. I don't know if you can see. I got t-shirts. Can you see? Get in the light. This is my new t-shirt. It's got the blade, and I'm getting it remade. So it turned out okay, but I sure hope you guys can see this, because I have no idea if I'm shining it on me or not. But I've already got it dirty. It's already my work. It's already in my work shirt. So it has this whiteness around the edge of the car, and it's actually supposed to be black, so it's supposed to be like a drop shadow. But after researching the process, they have to lay down white first on this type of material, on dark black, you know, shirts, and then they spray the color. Well, in order to get the drop shadow shading effect, they have to put down white, and then they put the drop shadow. So it comes up with this little white fadey thing, and it kind of has a white halo around it, and I'm not really crazy about that. Also, it's a little smaller than I wanted, and not real crazy about the splooshy thing over here. It looks better in the design than it does on a shirt. So I have another design that I'm working on, where basically I do put a white outline around the car, but it's kind of a hard outline, also around the lettering. And the idea is to make the car pop a little more, and I have it to where it's bigger on the shirt too. So basically the little splashy thing over here made it to where it got off center and a little smaller, because they put this inside the printing box, I guess, and I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so I talked a lot. I think that's like 20-minute video now on my phone, so hopefully this will turn out okay, because I really don't want to talk for another 20 minutes to do this. Anyway, okay, well, I'll see you guys next video, and hopefully next video I'll be working and sanding, because I know you guys want to see that, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Gotta turn the camera around and hit the button. Where's the button? Button. Turn off. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, these touch screens, man. Come on. Okay.